for everybody watching later on, because I know just too quick right now to have people on. But as people join up, it's a new season, and that means a new grind. I cannot wait, man. They are absolutely killing it. As I got the chat going in the background, they're absolutely killing it. EA Sports is killing it now. But they had to learn, man. We had to teach them. So kudos to us, not EA Sports. Kudos to the player base that decided we don't need this game, and we left, or we took a break, or we gave them our peace of mind. Because if we would have just kept playing and the numbers kept on what they were, there would have never been a fix. Why would a company so rich, so powerful, based off this game, being their biggest, obviously they have other smash hits like Madden, really Madden and FC are the biggest, but they have NHL, they have this, that, and the other. The bottom line is, because FC player base decided to put their foot down, we forced EA Sports' hand because they saw the money going out the window. Maybe it was no more bonuses. Maybe it was taking a different direction because the powers that be pissed off the player base so bad. I don't really know the ins and outs of it, but I do know that whether it was the same, people, but they decided to get their act right, or they made changes at the top and that brought along a change within the game. Whichever one it is, I almost hope it's the latter, because if it was the same old people that are still running the show regarding how the direction of FC, and they just now decide to be at their full potential, then shame on them, man, because they cheated us for so many years. But end rant, because now we're past that, and again, it's thanks to the players, not EA Sports, because we are the reason they're kicking ass and giving us content such as the Roma trio back in action. I cannot even believe the memories this brings back. It floods the gates with not only these guys. I remember one of my first experiences starting Ultimate Team. I went in, I was like, dude, I'm a huge Man United fan, class of 92, so Scholesy and all these guys are getting older, and I decided, man, I'm getting these gold players, because they're silver and bronzes, and I decided to make a team full of Scholesy and who else did they have at the time? There's only a few left. Scholesy was left, and then oh my gosh, I can't even believe the Welsh Madman. Oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank. My memory is failing me. Oh my god, Giggsy. Oh my god, shame on me, dude. I literally had his goal versus Bayern Munich, taking his shirt off, big hairy ass, running around in my head, and I couldn't get his name. Giggsy, Scholesy, Ferdinand, who was slow as hell at the time. Remember, this isn't Ferdinand the icon. This is the gold Ferdinand at the latter stages of career with Maguire speed, okay? Who else did I have? And then I got a couple young bucks. I think they had Anderson at the time. So anyway, you get the point. I made a team full of Man United players, and they were all gold. And I'm like, I'm going to kick ass, dude. I got almost all the United players, all the legends, and then some young bucks too. Go in the first game I get destroyed by an all bronze team, but they all had 80 and 90 pace. So I'm playing with Ferdinand with 60 pace, but thinking because I had gold cards I was going to dominate. That was my first trip into Ultimate Team, and it shows you how far the game has come, because once that game was over, I sold every Man United player, even though they're my favorites, and legends in real life. They were terrible at Ultimate Team. So what I did was I went in and noticed man, not many players know about the MLS. On this, I'm noticing, because of the cost of these other silver players. Mainly MLS players were silver, and there were some bronze ones. So I went in and filled my team with all 90-plus players in every single position. MLS, 90-plus players, and I dominated all the way up the ladder. I mean, I was beating literally top teams with this MLS silver and bronze team. So that was back when it literally all you had to look at was the speed, which is kind of where the Roma trio comes in, right? Now, obviously, they upped their stats elsewhere, but the main thing that made this trio so good was that speed. Make no mistake about it. And then after that, you talk about the beast on the right side with the Barbo, right? Insane dribbling skills with Gervinho, and then Doumbia, just a beast of a big, strong striker. And that's what you pretty much were dealing with at that time, where speed was the most important thing. My time with the MLS silver team was like, before this, but this was the era where speed mattered first. Love them. They look good. Love them. Glad you got what you needed. Sorry, I had to talk to the familia. So anyway, these kind of memories are amazing. I'm still so mad at myself. I can't believe it took me so long to think about Giggsy. But I just remember I had Scholes and Giggsy in the middle of the park, and I was going in thinking, oh, this is going to be awesome, and I just got destroyed. They were literally the slowest players on earth. Ferdinand, I think Carrick was in there at the time. Who else was it? Anderson for sure. I think Nani, but he was actually good, so I couldn't afford him. Bruni obviously couldn't afford him. So, it was the lower end gold Man United players that were all slow as molasses. So anyway, the first thing we're going to do as we look at the club, because obviously I would love to have this trio or at least some remnants of it because it's just cool. However, we're not in the business of cool, right? Similar to my Man United team, I got to think smart, and this $2.6, $3 million coin Rodrigo card that I packed is not going anywhere. I mean, no way. Hullet is not going anywhere. Now, he can play CM. He can't play CDM, I don't think, can he? No. Which I wouldn't want him there anyway. I was about to say, even if these two were CMs, wouldn't happen. He is a cam or a striker for sure. Don't worry about the play styles. If you ever get a chance to pack Hullet, which this is my first time, he is the best card I've ever packed, period, which is pretty incredible that it came now. But prior to Hullet, the best I packed was I packed Mbappe's gold card like 2 weeks into last year's game, FC25, and then I packed him again like a couple months later. Both untradeable, of course. Otherwise, I would have had a over $1 million come up, million coin. I keep saying dollar. But Hullet by far the best. You have to ignore the play styles and just know that he's going to dominate. He scores at will. His passing, he feels like a Messi or a Maradona on the ball despite his larger stature. He wins every physical battle. Plus he's got aerial plus, so he wins every he can head the ball in, scores bicycle kicks like they're nothing. Just all around, man. He's insane. So I'd love to keep him here because striker, he's just not as involved as I want him to be. So what I'm trying to get at is if I go for one or any other trio, it would most likely be the striker. It would most likely be a striker. Maybe not, as much as I think Gervinho would be a sick pickup. But if you have Maradona, there's no way, especially considering that Maradona is a better player, bottom line. I don't know why. I guess because they didn't want to make like the higher end cards, the foot birthday versions. I guess because they didn't want to make them like 95s or whatever, like the Maradonas, 96, 95. He has two different ones, obviously. So 93 is still amazing. Like, if I get any of those three, then yes, it's going to be a tough decision. Now, the likelihood of any of us getting those are just the same as the likelihood of any of us getting the Maradona Grassroots or base icon card. $5-6 million cards. You're not just going to pack those. I did get lucky with Rodrigo and Hullet, but these are both $2 million coin cards. So you could say Gervinho, Dubia. You could say that these are players that are in this realm. So maybe. But the 90 rated versions, I just don't see beating out anybody, including Butra. It's just a different style. So we're still going to go get them, right? Because you got to. And then we're going to look and see. Because maybe, just maybe at 90, there's some other evolution. So I just did a video on this. If you're interested in how exactly it works, you can go watch that. I'm going to quickly run through and show you as I clear this and get some coins up. Oh, it's just one player, sorry. But you go into objectives, obviously brand new season, memory lane, so we're going to have a lot of these throwbacks. I can't wait for the Suarez, I forgot about that. The Suarez SBC that is coming. He's going to be, it's like Atletico Madrid is the kit he's wearing, unless that's just a picture that it might be different. Obviously the league is still MLS, so it's weird, but it's a throwback, so that's why it's in the Atletico kit. But I wish they would do a throwback like, say, from his Liverpool days. That was his best, in my opinion, when he was just terrorizing the Premier League. And have the league actually match then, not now. So then you'd have a Suarez MLS card, but then you'd have a Suarez, match the league. They do it with the heroes. I don't understand. Why can't you do it with the current player? That's, I guess, because he's not fully retired yet. But anyway, so Streets won't forget. You go play a game, then you get the big boy of Barbo, who's definitely not going to replace Rodrigo. You know, I'm not saying that he's not a beast, but that larger, big striker, or sorry, winger, I'm just not looking for that on the right. Especially Rodrigo feels incredible. But we'll go play a game and get him. Then after that, we'll play a game with a Barbo and get Gervinho. Then after that, we'll get Doumbia. Doumbia is the most likely to join. Now, I will tell you, Gervinho is going to be, if not the best, one of the best dribblers in the game, similar to like a Maradona, Messi, Neymar, those types, right? Endrick feels incredible on the ball, but he's lacking in other areas. Okay, so sort of like a former Vinny card on his come up before they started finally giving him better shooting. Then obviously a Barbo is just kind of a beast, almost like a Leao version of a winger. Okay, a little bit like Olise, because Olise is actually on the right side, but he's bigger. And then obviously you have Doumbia. You can take a look here. Not exactly, you're going to get much of a, what do you call it, a good idea of what they're going to really be like, because these are the gold cards, right? They're just a special version of the gold card. But this was essentially what they were. Super low and everything, but that 90-plus pace at the time, that's what mattered. Now you have to think about more than that. So you can play them in any of the striker roles. For me, it would be advanced forward. We'll look at the upgraded versions, too, as I go. But this gives you an idea of when they were crushing things, how they were. So he's kind of in the middle. You got little Gervinho, who's an incredible dribbler and just speedy, fast. Then you got big old Barbo, who's just a barrel, super fast. And then you had Doumbia standing at 5'10", just kind of in between the two, but just, again, insanely fast. So let's get into it. We'll go play. It can be any game mode. So I'm actually going to play a Rivals game with my squad. I finished the Foot Birthday Cup already. So I'm done with that. We already took a look at the free players. I got my eye on maybe Kimpembe. I doubt he beats out Capita or even Gay's, what do you call it? Team of the Year evolution. But you never know. Kimpembe's like got that special sauce sometimes. He has Anticipate but not Playstyle Plus, just regular. And he's always a beast. And then you have a Renato Sanchez, right? Who used to be PSG, moved on obviously, but those are two that I'm eyeing. And then we'll just take a look and go from there as we get closer to getting them, see where our squad is. If I replace anybody, it's going to be my right back, who I have Zambrotta right now, or it is going to be Matuidi, who's still incredible, but they're just based on the overall and kind of the stats and stuff, they're the two that will fall behind the quickest. As good as Trent is, he is replaceable. He's not nearly as good as I thought he'd be. He still is amazing. He's passing second to none, but he just doesn't have that sauce that like Matuidi has. I have him as a deep line playmaker, but I swear, like, Hullet feels better defensively. Like the way Hullet comes back and wins balls in like this general area over here. Trent's more just great offensively. He'll win some tackles, but at first I was wondering why his price was so low, and then as I used him, I could tell. But yeah, it would be Zambrotta or Matuidi. These guys are pretty set. Pretty set. I think for the first time in a while, Casillas is the best keeper in the game because he fits this meta with that 72 speed for a keeper, and he has far reach plus, which is the best goalkeeper playstyle. He makes incredible saves. Only a few other keepers have that, by the way. What up, Bale? How are you? So we're going to get this one game done, then get a Barbo, then we'll go get some... Maybe we'll play some rush matches with those gold cards and kind of just, use them there, because obviously I can't use them in Rivals. Oh! I almost forgot the biggest thing that I was going to go do. This objective here. Now, it's the beginning of the season. I will finish with plenty of time, right? But I like getting a head start sometimes because you can utilize those players. And right now I have an abundance of coins. Not to mention they usually do a what do you call it? Like a two different types, like Festival of Football 1, Festival of Football 2. So right now you can get 5, 10, 1500, 2000 SP using, and this kit's pretty sick, by the way. You've seen I already got one because I just have my team set and I have abundance of coins. I was even buying some of those skins because I had coins. If you don't have coins, don't get them. No, I cover all football games, but pretty much on the competitive side, I'm FC because UFL, I mean, it doesn't have a competitive side. It's pretty. UFL's more of like a leisurely game. So yeah, I'll still cover it, provide tactics, but it's really simple, you know. So I'll still do that and cover it, but um, you know, FC is going to garner a lot more of my attention because it's just way deeper game, way more skill oriented game, way more skill oriented. If any of you for some reason are watching but you don't have FC and you'd like to try it, I just left, if you join my Discord, I just left a link, or you can look it up if you don't want to join the Discord. But there's a link to a free version of FC right now. They did a big article on it. And you can at least get a feel of how good it is and see for yourself why I'm so high up on FC post FC20 post patch. Post patch has been amazing. So what I was telling you is I'm about to go to the store and I'm going to get that SP. So there's a football. Let me see it. There is a home and away Festival of Football. It doesn't say, it just says Festival of Football kit. I'm going home. I'm assuming they're going to add the away one too. I'm assuming. Let's see. But they didn't yet. Now, do I care about all this? Will I use this ball? No. But maybe I should wait to see if I should get the bundles. It definitely feels pretty close. I mean, it goes back and forth. It doesn't. It's definitely. So I'll. Here's what I truly believe. I'm in between both of you guys. It feels a little tiny better in some areas, more exponentially better in others, and then it feels the same in others. But here's what it doesn't do. It doesn't come close to fixing what they said in their notes. Their update notes were totally, and I was super high praise on the notes, but the bottom line is, in the notes they said way more crap than they actually did, including showing illustrations that just didn't match. I mean, I proved it with in-game, like the defense, they did not fix the width, they did not fix the depth, they did not fix the space between midfielders and defense. That was the number one problem. They also tweaked through balls, but they didn't fix them totally, which I also showed on video. It almost seems like they added animations where some through balls will go and you can run onto them, and then other ones, the player lock almost interferes and it locks onto the defender even if there's space. Yeah, exactly. So I'm in the same boat. Like Premier Division, not only like there's no rewards or any depth over there. The only thing they're adding is a squad battle, similar to FC squad battles, which if you told people over here, like, we got a new mode, it's squad battles, like, no one would be excited at FC. So the bottom line is, when you have such a lack of depth in the game, your gameplay has to be superior, and it's just not. It's definitely, you're right, it's definitely better for sure beating people, but that's because of the AI part. They did not fix the spacing though, and so you can still be a rat and still get away with letting up less chances. You could still rainbow up the field. You can still do the L2 square cross, because remember, they didn't point out what exploits they fixed, they just said exploits. You could still R2 sprint, but then hold L1 in R2 and do like the second gear sprint, even though that doesn't exist. You still have to. You can still do that first fake shot turn where your player glides. That's like the best way to beat defenses, which is crazy that that's a thing. If you look at the highlights when you do that fake shot turn, dude, the player glides 5 feet. And I also showed the other thing. Where your players glitch out, like the L2 cross. They glitch out, and then you can't defend anything. And then I had a highlight. It shows the ball going through my foot, through it, because it's almost like they have animation. Same with the through balls at work. I think what they do is they can't code it where you can manually have these different types of through balls. So I think they code in certain animations where the ball's going to go through and goal, where the ball's going to score. You can literally shoot the same shot, which again, showed in the video. the same shot 4 times, you'll hit the post 3 and score once, or score 3 and hit the post. Like, it's insane. And the bottom line is, in a football game, there has to be some kind of consistency, and there's just not. When you power up a shot and aim and this and that, like, there's got to be some consistency, because that's where the skill comes in, right? That's where the skill of the game. Without it, it's just a skillless game. All right, so they don't have. Okay, so live Espino. So let's see, Ultimate Team Game Mode. So you can get Inigo Martinez, foot birthday loan. And then you can get the real Espino as a left back. He can play center back, no, just left back, fullback. Fullback plus he has intercept. Wow, so not bad. Not bad at all, honestly. Look, here's his. Oh, that's Inigo Martinez, and then this is Espino. Wow, so that could be good as a left back. But I have Mindy. Probably won't beat out Mindy, but you never know. Foot birthday, I have daily play. That's what we're about to do. Streets won't forget. That's what I'm playing for now. Where did that? Was that seasonal? Yes, this. Festival Football Kit. Why doesn't it say? Doesn't say home or away. It only gives you 1. It should give you 2. But I'll wait on that. Whatever. Let's get in and play some rivals. How many years is it? For example, EA got it right. Yeah, but that's the problem, Bale. I mean, who's going to wait 20 years when you have a game that is right now? You get what I'm saying? That's what I mean. Like, UFL knew what they were getting into. They should cater to, instead of doing all their, like, sales pitches and stuff towards being a competitor, they should take the lower end and say, hey, you know, you don't have time to grind FC, or you want a simplified version of football. They should take that route, and they'll get more players. Trying to compete with FC is just not going to work. How many players, right? So let's say, Bale, if you're one of them, cool. But how many players are really going to say, hey, 20, 30 years, man, it took FC. Let's be patient. You know, you have this great game that FC's finally just killing it. You have all this amazing content. But just spend the next 30 years playing this lower level game. No way, bro. Nobody owes strikers to do that. You know, people aren't going to, you know, choose the worst game and just say, oh, well, strikers is trying. You know, I'll give him another 5, 10, 20 years. Exactly, Bale. I think if they do that, they could be onto it. That's what I was saying earlier. And people do seem to get, some people get mad. Like, no longer do I see the comments. There were some at the beginning where they're like, UFL is better. In pre-patch, I was one of them. Pre-patch, though, because FC was broken. But I do not know why UFL went down the route similar to FC. I can never understand that. That's where they really messed up, going that broken defense. They should have never messed with their spacing. I heard they were trying to cater to casuals because it was so hard to defend. But that's what the skill gap is, what it's all about, man. But they still could cater to those players, like I said, that just want to turn on the game and play. I should have just shot it. I got a cup with some mice in it, my life in it. He was offsides. Oh, the delay is real, but he was offsides anyway. Little bits of delay here, but we can deal with it. And if you're wondering, I have my team on 91 depth, and I'm telling you, it's a difference maker. Ah! The turns aren't quick enough. I shouldn't have turned there. I don't know. This could be one of those games where this delay is one-sided. He seems like he's moving really freaking good. What the hell? Dude, that's a red card. That's a goal. That's a goal. Oh, goal. Oh! I should have raised it a little bit. He had a big wall, big dude in his wall. Usually you don't have to with Maradona. Yeah, it's just not even a competition right now. But there was times where I didn't feel the... There was times where I didn't feel any differences, and there's times when I felt a lot. There's times when I felt a little. You're in. You're in. This son of a gun. Goal. There we go. He was going to quit on me. I know it. He was going to quit on me. Now he's not. Now he's going to try to tie it and quit. It was the worst game ever, bro. And I agree with that, Bale. I think they did too. 100% FC copied it, which is why. That's why it blows my mind. UFL had to have recognized that, dude. Because now the players do exactly what they did in UFL at the beginning. They just close the space down, but you have to switch to that defender if you want to make the tackle. That was genius. Close down the space, right? And then you should have to switch and decide. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. No way that just happened. No way he just did that to me. That's a joke. That's my fault, though, for not paying attention. He, like, ran through my player, though. But Bale's like that, dude. Oh, shit. Dude, this fucking Bale pisses me off. Yes. Yep, 4-2-3-1. There's nothing like... Dude, there's nothing... I almost wish they would remove it because for the first time we could have, like, a lot of variants. Because a lot of formations are doable, but nothing, just nothing compares to the 4-2-1-3. Dude, this is just a lag game and a half. It's just one of them lag games. No, the lag in the game, bro. You ain't pissing me off. The lag. It's one of those lag, you know, that's the one thing with EA is their servers suck big time. Good. Oh, you freaking kidding me. See, dude, like that. That was some crap, dude. How? It's just nonsense. It only happens when the game feels like shit, too. My defender wins that all day. It's only these lag games. But it's okay. I mean, it's not the end of the world if... You can always tell when the opponent's dealing with it or not. Because they can, like, go you. Gareth Bale, bro. Gareth Bale. Gareth Bale. He's always a nuisance. And then especially when there's lag. See what I'm saying? That's the one thing that they get you with, especially in lag games. And then it's delay, so then he reacts before I can do anything. I'll be able to score on him, though. I'll get it back. See how his goalie... So if you rewind it, you can see how the goalie moved before. That's the one thing that lag does, is like, my player's delayed. My player's delayed, so as I'm pointing to shoot, instead of shooting right away, my player takes so long with the delay that he's able to recover, just like on that tackle. He slid, and Maradona, one of the quickest players in the game, isn't able to, like, get up. But that's what you deal. That's the one bad thing that EA Sports hasn't been able to fix. And honestly, sometimes it's one game, sometimes you just got to deal with it. But it's just the price you have to pay. Let's see if he gets up. You can tell usually.
Played in now. Halfway clear. There's a chance for them to go now.
Oh my goodness.
Part of the game. Right now, no part of this game. Good challenge and a throw in.
Should be able to come back in this one, no problem though.
Chance to deliver into the box. Here we go. Great save. That's what he's there for.
All right, have fun, Bale. Good luck.
But he's met his match with the keeper. His superb reactions kept that one out.
Still could be something happening here. And the referee sees that as a foul. Free kick to come.
But Friday is the worst day for lag, if you're ever wondering, and you can afford to wait. Friday is the worst day. Now this is just a rivals match. You're in.
Be something on.
Foul. Red card again. Red card again. That's another red card. That's hilarious. Do you blame him, guys? He had was it tied or was he was winning the game 2-1. He got his second red card. He quit because if he kept it going, he would add 2 players out for the next game. So now I can go get a Barbo. Would you guys have quit or would you have tried to play? I would have tried to play. Why not, dude? That would have been a sick brag, you know? I wonder if he knew I was lagging, too. New season, right as I hit Elite, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. All right, so let's get a Barbo. Have you guys ever seen a Barbo? Like, were you guys playing FIFA at the time? Hold on, where is he? There he is. I got him. He is a monster. Wait till you check him out. Alright, so let's see what it is. So we'll use him in squad battles, obviously. But hold on, let me read this real quick. Let me see. I want to get his Spino, too. So this is what you do. So usually I wouldn't do this on live, right? Usually I would, on stream, I would literally go and put on a podcast or something and play higher level ultimate team, or sorry, squad battles. But so just I want to show you guys how I do it. So now you got all these challenges, right? But then you have all this with the Roma trio. If you play all these games, you can get 84 times 3, 83 times 5. You can get all that. But where is the Spanish? There he is. Inigo Martinez. Okay, in one match, I need to earn him. So Inigo. So I play one match. Wait, why didn't I get him already? I just played one match in any Ultimate Team game mode. Earn Foot Birthday Inigo on it. Why wouldn't I have just got him? Oh, win one match. That wasn't okay. Having at least one Foot Birthday player in your starting 11. So win 3. Score 8. Score 8 with La Liga. Assist 4 with La Liga. Score 8, assist 4. 2 players from... Okay, and you're starting 11. Play. Okay. So 4 out of the 5. So I can get these other ones done. So I need just scoring and assisting with La Liga players. And then what you do... Sometimes there'll be even more, right? Sometimes you'll have... If you look through all the objectives... So let's do it because it's a new season. So I don't want to miss any. So we know that one. We know that one. That's logging in. That's daily game. So we'll get all that. And then this is how you add up fodder. So I think it's just Espino. Let me see. So this, season 8. Win any. Okay, so I can't do this because I don't have those guys anymore. I don't have Henri, Douglas, or Yapstam. But I don't want that Schweinsteiger anyways. using at least 3 players from Portugal. 3 Portugal, 3 Japan, 3 Rebel Leipzig, 3 Saudi Arabia. Then you get that badge. And then you equip the badge to get these. They're only 75 times 2. So yeah, so make sure you do this stuff though. You know? Because then these are all just nonsense. Then you can get these extra players. They used to have these squad building or something players. I forgot what it was called. And you could get a ton of 84, 85s, 87s. And a couple of them you could evolve like crazy. I don't know why they don't bring those back. It was a lot because every league featured like 3 or 4 84, 85s. Now with the Evos, though, you could make some sick players, dude. See, there you go. I got a team of the week out of that, which is huge for SBCs. All right, let's go get a Barbo in there. Squad battles. Score 8, assist 4. Or was it score? Yeah, score 8, assist 4, I think it was. So we'll play on lower difficulty just because we got a score 8, assist 4. We'll play on pro. And we'll get our man a Barbo. That Kolomuani is pretty sick. Here shortly. That Kolomuani is pretty sick. And I could evolve him, by the way. I packed him. He's not a player you guys could go get. If you packed the 88, if you want to go get the Thunderstruck Kolomuani, you can evolve him and he'll be a little bit lower than his 800k card. A little bit lower. But if you're not able to get it and you want him. Alright, where's the Barbo at? Should be, there he is. Pretty sick. That should be the regular gold cards, man. Don't you guys think? That should be the regular gold cards. Alright, Rodrigo, you're getting benched. Oh, no, I need La Liga players. So I'll bench Butra. Even though Butra's a Real Madrid legend, since he's an icon, it doesn't tie. And then I have Mendy back there, too. So that's the 2 La Liga players. I want to see Rodrigo at striker anyway, just see his movement. So I have the 2 La Liga players score and assist everything with Rodrigo, and then I'll be good. Alright, let's go. I want you guys to see this madman in game. Now, picture back in the FC days, if you didn't use them. Picture back in the days, this man was literally, like, all that mattered was speed. And then picture this beast you see there, number 61. Picture this beast running at you. 6 foot freaking... I think it's 6'2", but he wears 61. I was about to say 6'1". Let me see. Let me see what they gave him. I'm still yet. Do you guys have any players, or did you guys know they added a super sub playstyle? But I don't know who or when they gave them to players, or if they did yet. And then they have the I don't think any of my guys have it. They have the ground, the low shot playstyle plus. So a Barbo, he's got Bruiser as a winger, guys. Bruiser, rapid and quick step, and aerial. So if you're one of those backdoor crossers that you want to have, Barbo's your man because he is standing at 6'2", dude, 174 pounds. I wish they would bring back too. What was it? Akinfin? Not Akinfin. Man, what was his name? The big muscular striker that plays for, I think, Wycombe or somebody. I forgot who he plays for now. He's like a journeyman, but he plays lower level English leagues and he's a bodybuilder. He literally looks like, he comes off as like he looks kind of fat, but he's not really fat at all. Look at this beast. But I got Rodrigo, man. You know what I mean? But picture this monster back when only speed mattered. It's just insane playing with him again, dude. I love his purple boots too. Look at him. He's up there with Hullet as a winger. He's up there. It's just insane. It's insane having him back in the day, dude. He was so awesome to use. So just while I have time, I'll tell you guys while I'm scoring all these goals with Rodrigo and stuff like that. I don't know if Rodrigo plays good at striker. Maybe I'll put his big ass at that back post, and it could just be another way for me to score. Look at him; he's got Bruiser, so he's gonna win the ball back, even though, Rodrigo's just an animal. I know it's like lower level, but you can test their movements still, even though you're just doing the squad battle. So I want to tell you guys a couple things. Second best formation behind the 4-2-1-3. I'm gonna stay with anything similar. Well, see, that's the thing. I think two CDMs. It's not like UFL where one CDM can cover that pass into the striker because that's all they have. You got to be pretty dynamic in the way you defend, especially in the higher levels. So I think two CDMs is important. So with that being said, I would have to say they're all kind of related. Like when you look at it on paper, like the 4-2-3-1 narrow, if I add three cams, which I think I do. Maradona can play cam. I don't know. Rodrigo can't. Maradona can. Hullet can. And then if I got, like, say, Elise, I like that special Elise card. A 4-2-3-1 narrow could be really good. 4-2-3-1 wide could be good. They're all kind of related, right? 4-2-1-3 is like a really attacking variation of, like, obviously any of the 4-3-3s. And then the 4-2-3-1 narrow and wide, it's kind of in between those. They're not all the way wide, but they're not narrow. You know what the 4-2-1-3 is? It's a more defensive version of the old, like, 4-3-2-1 that used to dominate, that everyone used to use. And then they changed it. They changed the 4-3-2-1, the Christmas tree as it used to be called, from three strikers basically, a striker and two center forwards, to a striker and two cams, and it does make a difference. But now this is the version of that, but now you have two CDMs. So think about that. The 4-3-2-1 was great, but you didn't have CDMs. You had two CMs that you kind of use as CDMs. But now you have two CDMs covering. There's all these good runs. So I would go anything with two CDMs, like the 4-2-1-3 wide or narrow. Let me try to think. 4-2-2-2 or here's where people will argue with me. The 4-4-2 over the 4-4-2 holding. Here's why. It doesn't seem like it's that big of a difference, but when people use 4-4-2, they like it because there's not as big of a gap between their midfielders and their strikers. But here's the problem with that. When you freaking don't have CDMs in this, the opponents can dominate. When you have you know how uncomfortable it is when the opponent's got the ball and they're swinging it. I'll show you with this. They're swinging it from the right side to the left and trying to get it in that dangerous area, and you don't want to dive in because they'll play through a hole, right? But if you don't do something, they're just going to hold the ball all day. So I'll show you with this. So they get the ball right in this area, right here, and they move it. Damn, man. Sorry. I'll show you in one sec. They get the ball in that area right there, and then they move it around over and over. Well, when you have two CDMs in that area, right, they do a lot better at just naturally marking out those attackers. So it's super important then if you have two CMs that you're manually bringing your players back. And here's the thing, right? And this is where players will get in a lot of trouble. If you don't have two CDMs there, they'll see like Boris Legend or Anders Vergang and a lot like the top players using these formations like 4-4-2 and all that. But guess what? They're manually the best at switching and manipulating their players to do what they want. You're not the number one player in the world, dude. So you need CDMs a lot of times. Like, I know I hate not using CDMs. Can I do it? Can I have some level of success? Yes, but it's way better when the opponent has the ball in this area, right? When the opponent, I don't know what formation he's playing, but I guarantee he doesn't have CDMs. Just the way they're pushed up. Sorry, I'm playing like a jackass. But I was trying to see what formation he was playing on the map. Let me see. See, I think he's playing a 4-4-2. I'm almost positive he is. 4-4-2 regular, but you'll see the difference. So watch. This area right here, these passes are wide open, dude. It's just a matter of time before you get into a dangerous area, like when you're in there. So I always like to go with 4-4-2 holding if I'm going to do a 4-4-2, but I don't really like it. It's too easy to mark. It's too easy. It's too like one-dimensional. So I just kind of went in a roundabout way to answer your question, but it's a must-have two CDMs in my opinion. If you feel like one's fine, then that's fine. Here's why I don't like one. When the ball's swinging from left side to right side, it's going to be very hard, if not impossible, to keep that CDM swinging across and marking out all the dangerous like passing lanes. having 2 CDMs helps you out immensely. I'm trying to think of another one. So 4-2-3-1, both of them. So if I was going for, like, I use a 4-1-2-1-2 in UFL, but like I said, that's because you can use, one CDM fine. Honestly, dude, that's all I would use. That's all I've used to use. I would use the 4-3-2-1 back when, like, you had to. Because remember, you used to only be able to use, like, the meta formation and maybe one other. And now you could use a bunch of other ones, but it's just because the 4-2-1-3 is so dominant. As long as it's in the game and in this type of gameplay, no one who's playing, like, to get results is going to not use it. Like Vergang did in the Open Championship, but he did just to show. He literally said, I'm the one who made 4-2-1-3 dominant, but I'm going to show you that I can win without it. Like, he literally did it just to show how good he was, but he's a once-in-a-generation type of talent. He makes pros look like rookies, you know what I mean? I'm supposed to be scoring with Rodrigo. But his dribbling's so good, dude. So yeah, it's so hard to think in this gameplay though. 4-2-1-3 narrow could be really dangerous. 4-2-1-3 wide can really open you up though. It's easy to snuff out from your wingers to your striker there. So yeah, that would be my go-to outside this. If you can find a setup where the players you have, 3 of them can play cam. But here's the thing. In a 4-2-3-1 narrow, especially in this gameplay, you're not going to want actual cam. Like, you're not going to want Odegaard, Hullet, and, like, I don't know, De Bruyne or Bellingham. You're going to want 2 cams that can, like, are more winger-esque, if you will. If that makes sense. If you don't have that, it's going to be tough. Oh, dude, Vergang is ridiculous. The best FC player that ever lived. Oh, crap, I didn't switch it on. The best FC player that ever lived, legit. Without a doubt. He's insane. Dude, think about what I just said. 4-2-1-3 came out last year or 2 years ago, and nobody used it, dude. Nobody. So, he literally used it after the patch this year, and he was the one who showed, like, dude, he was the one who found, like, this formation can dominate. People didn't like it. People thought it was just a different, like, 4-2-3-1, but a worse version. It wasn't until post-patch, and, like, maybe it was a different pro, and Anders is taking credit. He is a pretty big troll. But either way, he played in a freaking FC Pro Open Championship for $100,000 for the winner. Or maybe it was 300, but either way, 6 figures, FC Tournament Championship, and he says, I'm going to use, and he did, he used the 4-4-2, just everything regular, nothing touch. Like, that's what the pros do a lot of times. They don't touch any of the settings because they want to manually control everything. That's how good they are. I mean, think about, if you don't know how hard that is, I'm sure you do, but take a 4-4-2 regular, which is the most, like, if you're not good at manual switching and manually, manipulating runs, it is a very bland, very one-dimensional type of attack and defense and everything. It's just, it's basic. It is balanced, but it's so boring. So he took that formation with no settings, which, again, take it into a squad battles match just to see how crazy it is to try to create chances from that. And he won that tournament using that, just to prove to people that he could dominate without the 4-2-1-3. So if you think about that, think about what that would take. And he's beating these other top players in the world who are using 4-2-1-3, which if anybody's used this, it's almost, I literally do wish they would remove it, because then if they would remove the 4-2-1-3, maybe you could get away with, like, I've seen players do pretty well in 4-1-2-1-2 narrow, just because even though it doesn't have the 2 CDMs, they're able to, because it's so compact, they're able to defend well still. 4-1-2-1-2 wide, the one I use in UFL, would be a terrible setup in this unless you're super good at manual defending. But yeah, so I would say 4-2-3-1, either wide or narrow. That's what I'm stuck at. Or 4-4-2 holding. But again, I would never use that personally because there is a big gap. It's just I would never sacrifice not having 2 CDMs.
Be leaving the stadium with smiles on.
The case used to be though. Wait, why am I at 0 points? Did I already play all my matches? Oh, I already played the 12, huh? I didn't even realize. And then so now we go to objectives. Okay. Streets won't forget. Now we got Gervinho. Now you guys get to check that boy out. Oh my God, he never was the greatest shooter. Look at his shooting, by the way. But it didn't matter because back then you just dribbled your ass off and then played a pass over for a tap in. I gotta do other objectives. Man, the R1 of my controller's sticking. I hate when that happens. Okay. I want to show you guys a few things while I'm playing too that will help you in this next one that I learned. Did you guys, if you weren't watching last stream, I'll give you this little piece of advice while I'm setting this stuff up. Score 8 goals using La Liga players. So I need one more goal. And then I need 3 match. Okay, I need to assist 2 more. 1 goal, 2 assists. And then we got Inigo. I'm not going to use him, but he can go as a good sub. So this is another tip. If you have loan players that you could use as sub that are viable, dude, and you want players and you need higher rated players for SBCs, like I did the Mindy, I did the whoever. Then do this. Listen. Take Inigo Martinez, just like I have here with Sesko and Baku, right? And put him over into your... So look, this is all... Obviously, I have Maguire. I can use him. He could be a good backup, CB. Definitely viable. And then I have, as a sub, I mean. And then I just got Inigo, which, where is he at? Did I not collect him? Or is he higher rated? There he is. He has the black kit on. Or the dark kit, I should say. So look. So now I have 2 players. I'd probably go with Maguire just for nostalgia, you know. Let me see there. 80 agility. Maguire usually is cracked, though. So what I would do is simply do this. I already got Kubarsi, 90 rated. He's sick, right? But I know he's not beating out Capita or Gehi. So I get rid of him. Yeah, he's like a 400k center back, but I have 2 million coin worth center backs. So I get rid of him. And then look, I already have Oberdorf. When she's gone, I'll replace her with someone. Then I put Maguire here. Now I have my substitute center back. Pavard can also play right back or center back. Which I don't need a right back because Zambrota and Mindy both never get tired. They both have Relentless or Relentless Plus. So I know I don't need another center back. So guess what? Pavard, 300k card, but guess what? It's a waste. He's just sitting on my bench. I can just get rid of him. I never use him. I never even sub my center backs because they're both fine. I think they both have Relentless too. Yeah, Relentless Plus on Capita. He'll never come out. Relentless on Gehi. And then I put Inigo here. So now I have the loan players, which will pretty much sit here forever until I get better rated loan players. And now, instead of having these high rated cards sit here for no reason, now I will use Guimaraes for like Arnold sometimes, or Matuidi will get subbed out for Oberdorf. So I will need a CDM because Matuidi does get tired. It's a lot of running. Then my attacking 3 right here, boom. And Kunku for Hullet if he gets tired, but I try to leave Hullet in. I think he has Relentless. Yes. So does Maradona. Rodrigo does too. And then does Butra. Butra doesn't. So Adama would come in for Butra, and Kunku if he's needed for Hullet, and Waneri can either literally play right, left, or cam. So I'm set, but now I use my lone players once every whatever games that I play them, and I can now have higher rated fodder. Even if they're really good cards, bro, there's no use putting them on your bench if you're not going to use them. Okay? So now I got to go get Gervinho to put him in. Because, of course, Gervinho! And the next thing I want to tell you, I can't really show you this, but I can tell you it's easy to remember. Every penalty kick, if you want to score every penalty kick, listen up. Okay, play this back if you want. I added this as a bonus in my last stream, but if you weren't here, here you go. Hold your left analog stick backwards. Okay, so at 6 o'clock, all right, hold your left analog stick backwards. Then hold L1 and shoot for a penalty kick. Left analog stick backwards at 6 o'clock. Hold your left and then L1 for and shoot for chip PK. Then as you hold that left analog stick at 6 o'clock, L1 shoot. As soon as you power it up, then immediately pick the direction you want to go, left or right, or down the middle is fine. Actually, no, sorry, I haven't tested down the middle. Go left or right with it. I just always go left just because it's easiest. I go the same direction. So L1 shoot, chip PK, holding the left analog stick backwards at 6 o'clock. Then as soon as you power it up, push your left analog stick to either the left or the right. I just always go left. You will score every time. It will do this little low dinker, and even if the goalie dives low to whichever side you shoot it, he will literally dive over the ball. It's almost like the dive is too fast for it. Take that in and test it out. Thank me later. You will score every penalty kick. Don't ask how I know it. Just take it into every game. The chipped penalty kick is the way to go, but this is the extra OP version because literally the goalie to be able to save it would have to literally wait for you to shoot it, wait for the ball to kind of start going, and then dive. They don't do that. No one's going to do that. Then I'm going to show you a couple other things too. Just because, you know, I know that we're playing a boring mode, but you got to grind out. Plus, I want to show you guys who haven't got to use these beasts. Where did he go, by the way? There he is. Who else thinks that these should be their regular gold cards, by the way? These are so sick. So you see here, 5'10". So he doesn't have like the real good body type, but his dribbling's insane. We'll have to see. He's probably going to feel like a Willian type, which I like more like the Butras and the Maradonas. Are super tiny, super compact. But he's got the plus rolls now. And then after you get all three of them, right? So I get Doumbia, who's the only player who could stand a chance at maybe getting in. Then you get the playstyles, and you can give each of them a playstyle. You get 5 total, and you have to pick one for each. They say they're random, or it says it, but I bet you it's the same 5 everybody gets. I could be wrong, though. The new FC Pro kit. But yeah, you'll score every PK if you do that. Then, this one. You may know about it, you may not, but it's so OP. Every year different stuff works really good, different stuff doesn't. Like the ball roll and pass, right? That's very effective. But this, L1R1 backwards, that's a PK if you do it forwards, right? Or sorry, a PK, gosh dang it, a nutmeg. Forget about that. But backwards, so again, you're 6 o'clock, you will do an OP like push, and the animation helps you. Like you will get out of trouble with this. It's backwards. Let me show you when I'm in traffic. It's backwards, and the players usually, like the AI is doing better, but your opponent doesn't react to it because they're not used to it. Backwards, and boom, you're out. So it's L1R1, 6 o'clock. That, see, like I guess the higher skill player, because Holt's a 5'5", he did the heel ball instead of slower. So I'm guessing if you're lower skilled, you do that slower little version. But so maybe try it with 5 skill, 4 skill, see which one you like. Let's see. Let's try it with Mindy. See how he does it fancy? It helps so much. You can do it sideways too, and they do the little flick, and it works every time. It will get you out of tough situations every time. Oh, you almost a backwards nutmeg. You got it though. But against opponents, it works better because they're just never expecting it. I know you guys know this one. This one's the easy one where you do the right stick back twice. This is just a souped up version of that. See what I'm saying? It's so like fluid. So just L1R1 backwards, and boom, you'll go flying past everybody. Gervinho with the sick dribbles. He is so sick on the ball, bro. So his 90 version, I wish they were a little bit higher because my team, 90's getting as crazy as it sounds. We're getting around that time of year with the way the promos are where 90's a little, past the power curve. Let's see how Gervinho does with that little move. So sick. But remember, he's only 80 rated here. And by the way, his 5'10", like his body type is 6. Sometimes they are, sometimes they aren't. Like 5'7" and lower, you're always good. 5'8" to like 6'1", it really just depends. Like Butragueño, he's 5'10", he's got a perfect slender body type. Oh, the first time received turn. Ah, slow molasses. Oh. What's the best method of left stick dribble? Rotating or flicking the stick? Suck a left stick. Oh my god, yeah, here, I can help you. So here. Let me get the ball up. First of all, obviously, a lot of it's going to depend on the player. Like, body type, everything means something. So if you don't have Footbin, download Footbin. You have to go look in player info and it will tell you. Then unique body type, it all depends on each player, right? But typically speaking, the smaller players are going to feel better, but you got exceptions like Hullet, who feels incredible. So the biggest thing that players make a mistake is they do hard, fluid movements. You don't have to, and you don't want to do the hard, fluid movements like I just did. It lost me the ball, right? I'm not saying you're not ever going to lose it. You're still going to lose it sometimes, but I'm saying if you're touching your stick, try to make a thing where you can't touch the outside. Pretend the edges will lose you the ball. You have to be super soft with it, so I'll show you. Whenever I'm left stick dribbling, for one, I'm also aware of who I'm going up against, right? So let me win the ball back. There we go. All right. So the way that I'm doing this, I know I don't have the overlay on, but the overlay wouldn't show you anyway because it doesn't show you exactly how the left stick. But pretend what I'm doing here is I'm not touching the sides, and I'm making those quick motions. See what I'm saying? Even when I first time receive, and not to mention, here's the biggest thing. I'm barely ever not using L1. Almost always. Like sometimes I won't have it, but I'd say 98% of the time. And here's the other thing. When you have the ball and you're holding L1, here's why it can be so helpful now, especially. I'm going to call this player too. Watch this speed boost I get. So look, I receive the ball. I'm left stick dribbling. Now I'm holding L1. So watch the difference. Here's left stick. It's just fine, right? But here's an L1. I'm holding it. Those little tight movements. But I wanted to show you something. Damn it. As I do that, watch what I do. Second half. You hold L1, and then you push it where you want to go. And you literally let go of L1 as you press sprint. Watch this speed boost that I get. So here, I'll show you. Hold on. So whenever you're seeing in all the highlight videos and stuff, when I get the ball in the attacking area and the defenders are going flying by me or I'm cutting and finishing, every time I have my finger on L1, left stick with L1, making the cuts, and then watch. Boom. I did it away from you. Watch. I'm holding L1. Boom. That right there. Boom. Every time. It's this huge, huge boost you get. And it might look subtle, but you'll go zoom in by a player. So watch, I'll do it here. L1. Boom. L1. Boom. You got to time it right too. So L1. Boom. That right there. Defender's holding you. Boom. See what I'm saying? So you do that in the right spot. Boom. You go right through the gap. Boom. Goal. L1, you're holding it. You're moving it around. Try not to hit the edges when you're out left stick, whether you're holding L1 or not. But because you have that possibility every time, hold L1 while you're left stick. Do not hit the edges. Try to keep it real subtle in the middle. And then once you get to your where you want to go. So look, I'm moving it. I'm shaking the defender, right? Once I shake him where I want to explode, boom, now I explode out. Cut it back. And L1 helps you make those quick cuts. Boom. You know what I mean? And then you explode through. I was trying to do it through that really tiny gap just to show. But usually you can get through there. And if not, a lot of times it's a foul. Boom. And a big player like a Barbo especially, check it out. Boom. And he's so big, once you get by that defender, good luck catching up. Not to mention, you're going to want to add some L2 in there. Shield the ball, especially with those big players, right? Hold L2, now I'm holding R1, now I'm holding L2, I'm shielding. Boom, and then I explode out of there. Holding L2, boom, right? It's just, you get the biggest boost with the R1. Look, I'm shielding. Holding L2, boom, then I explode out, right? So keep your finger constantly ready to explode out with the sprint button, right? But then you're also switching between the two, right? I'm holding them off. Now I'm L1, boom, now I explode. Holding L1, now I'm shielding them, foul. So your finger's already what? They didn't call the foul because I kept the ball. Your finger's already naturally right there, right? It's either L1 or L2. Mainly L1, but there is going to be times where that player is trying to like bum rush you. You feel like you're about to lose it, and like, oh, shield them, boom. You get what I'm saying? Make sure it's overpowered, but a lot of players forget to do it. Look, I'm shielding. Oh, there's a second player that came. Good job by Zidane. So it's just a mix of L1, R1, as you're slowly pushing that left stick around. Slowly, you're not touching the sides, boom. Slowly, not touching the sides, I got L1, boom. Explode by him. Slowly, not touching the sides, boom. Explode by him. Here's the other one I want to show you. Whenever you're turning sharp, so watch, I did the L1, R1. One sec, let me get the ball. I did the L1, R1 turn like this. Wait. That's forward. Backwards like this. Let me get to a... Boom. Boom. You try to do something fancy. Offsides. But let me show you a slicker turn than that. So watch. When I get it, it's just R1, chop. This is a chop turn. So say you're going down the line. I want to chop backwards. Boom. R1 chop. Now the player is going to push the ball a little out. So if there's two players in a tight area, you don't want to do it. You want to do it like, see, I know I have space behind me. Boom. And it's mainly when you're sprinting is when, boom. See what I'm saying? Boom. I'm sprinting, boom. And I do a sharp cut. It's just R1 and back. So I'm sprinting, boom. And then you go. And you got to just make sure it's when that defender's running with you. Maybe they're about to take the ball. Boom. And then you cut it back. R1 and flick it opposite direction that you're going. Now if you flick it like sideways, I'll show you. Hold on. So if I'm sprinting and I flick it sideways, they'll just do a fake. Right? Or left. So I'm sprinting. Boom. They'll do like a fake out. So you want to make sure to do like the... to shake the defender off, right? He goes running by you. Go from 12 o'clock, you're running to 6 o'clock. Bam. Right? The sideways stuff, not so much. But R1 and backwards, it's better than, it's like the souped up version of the flicking your right stick twice backwards. Now, sometimes that works if you have a little more space. But when that defender's right on you, maybe even about to tackle you or slide tackle you, R1 back, your player will flick the ball back and leave it, and either that opponent will foul you or he'll keep running by you and you can change direction. All these things help me keep the ball when other players lose them all the time. Alright, so let's go get these objectives. And then I got a couple of other ones for you. All these things can be learned over time, dude. Like, I started my competitive journey in, like, 2022. And a lot of this stuff, like, I made a lot of mistakes, learned from my mistakes. I used to put my own money in because I thought I had to. I used to get FOMO and feel like I had to do every promo, go buy a player, then I'd buy a player and lose hundreds of thousands of coins because, they crash. Like, I learned all this from making mistakes. So my biggest thing, similar to coaching with my youth players, is like, bro, if I can help other players like bypass the part where they make the mistake to learn from it, then that would be huge. They just further their journey better. But that's all you really need. I've never been a big skill guy. Like, I'll throw some skills in there with, like, Rodrigo, who feels great on the ball sometimes. Not even, like, Butra. Butra's real bad at skills. I think he's even 3-star. It's mainly left stick is all you got to get used to. 80 plus times 5, that's huge. We just finished our daily play, so let's see what we got now. 83 times 2, 83 times 3. And then we got Dumia, so let's go to, okay, seasonal. Where's Espino at? Is he under live? I think Espino, there he is. Okay, so I have to win one more. And okay, so I have to assist 2 more goals with a La Liga player. Okay, no problem. Then for this one, play 3 with all 3. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do next. Play 10 with the... Okay, so who knows if I'm going to do that. These ones are if you're going to like do the... To play them in Ultimate Team, that's like, you know, you're going to have to get the upgraded versions. Now remember, the Evos are 90. So I'm going to go show you some in a sec. Play 3 with these and then I'll get the play styles. I want to go show you this real quick. Yo. What's up, Sammy? I got to get my 3. I got to get these done. I want to get my, what do you call it? I'll probably come back and do this offline, actually. But I wanted to talk to you about these 3 mainly, and I just started giving tips. I could go all day for it. But hold on, let me show you this. Because you can't take a Barbo in them live. I could sub them out, but hold on. Quick sell. Before you go do these evolutions, I want you to look at something. Yes, it would be sick to have the trio back in action, but take a look at this. And I know I did a video on this, but we're talking about it now. So look, now that I have them to actually preview. Say I have Doumbia, I'm previewing them. Okay, 150k, right? So is this better? Now remember, he's going to have another playstyle, okay, because, hold on, let me see here. Where's the playstyle max is at? I think I have to go back to see it. Playstyle plus is max 1, which I'll get once I finish my, once I finish those 3 games, right? But let's look what he looks like. So he'll have whatever playstyle I give him, plus, what's that? Quick step plus. I always get that and rapid. I always say them backwards. But look, so we'll have finesse shot, power shot. I'll probably give him finesse plus, honestly. Maybe something else since he already has finesse shot. Trivella, that's super underrated, dude. Every time with Butra. And then Maradona has it. That's why he's able to play the left side with a 4 weak foot, even though he's a left footer, because of the Trivella. Same with Waneri. So I gave him Trivella for that reason, to play on every side. So if you're going to do a Barbo, here's what you're looking at. Obviously, this is his regular gold, so that's nothing. That's 82. But 90 rated, okay? He's got 94 pace, 90 shooting, right? As good as that seems, remember, I got like Butra Granios 92. There's a lot of those types out. You're facing all the top defense center backs now. Passing 84, but dribbling's 91. But remember, that's on a 5'10 frame, and he's not in there yet. You miss how to do the L1, R1. All that is L1. Sorry, give me a brief intermission for Doumbia. All you do is L1, R1, and you flick the right stick to your 12 or 6 o'clock. So you're going, obviously, whatever direction you're going is 12 o'clock. So directly backwards is 6. And they'll do a fancy little move. The higher the moves, like the skill move stars they have. So I would say only do it with 4 skills and 4 star and above. Because if you go 3 and lower, that little flick they do behind them is really slow, similar to skill moves. 4 and 5 star do a nice little slick flick behind them. Same with the just R1 flick behind. When you have a defender hot on you and he's maybe even about to like push you off the ball or tackle you, that's when you just hit as you're sprinting. It's not when you're not sprinting. As you're sprinting, so you're holding R2 already, you just quickly hold R1 and flick the right analog stick directly behind you from 12 o'clock to 6 o'clock. And they'll do this little flick and the defender will go running by. You turn around and get the ball. Alright, so Doumbia. 2 things to remember. Alright, so you got this. He's 5'10". I got to see his body type once they release him on Footbin. They haven't. Let me double check. But the biggest thing to remember is there's going to be a Foot Birthday 93 version of this Doumbia card, guys. Okay, so that they haven't even added. Wait, oh, they did. Hold on one second. They added them now. Okay. So give me a sec. I'm going to tell you. There's a 93 rated, so you can do this too. I'm going to Footbin. I'll tell you exactly how I do this. I go to Footbin. Okay, I'm going in. I'm going to put Doumbia at striker. Or you could do this with Gervinho. You could do this with all three. Putting in Doumbia. And I'm choosing his gold card. Now, there is a 93 rated version that will be in packs. So obviously it's like the Maradona. I got the 92 version. There's a 95 and a 96. So a little lower rated, right? But the 93 is obviously going to be beastly. This is definitely usable for sure, though. You can definitely dominate. So don't let, oh, well, my striker's 92. I don't want to go down to a 90. Because also remember, he's more likely to get future Evos. So his body type, they don't have it yet. Once they do, you can look in Footbin or a related. Footbin's the best, so I strongly recommend you download Footbin because I got my squad in here and I can look at different players I'd want to replace them. But having that first touch, Travella, Finesse, and Rapid, Rapid Plus, that's ridiculous. As Advanced Forward Plus Plus, you can't really go wrong. So let's see evolutions. They don't have them yet in here. So you just have to keep looking. But what you do is when you go into Footbin and you make your squad, okay, I have to see the 5. See, I'm going to have to hop off here because when the daughter calls, I have to listen. She's the queen. She wants to hang out. But, oh, you chose one already. Let me see. So you've done it. Okay, so I chose Tiki-Taka, Press Proven, and Technical. Okay, so out of the 5, I'm definitely going... Ooh, so that's a tough one. Okay, so Barbo, bigger players do really well with Press Proven, dude. Well, so does small. Press Proven's an underrated. Is underrated. That could work very good for Doumbia. Where I would use that for Doumbia if I was Press Proven, you're sprinting towards goal or you're in around that dangerous area, and then you just take your finger off sprint, right? And you just have those nice little cuts to go along with this 91 dribbling. So let's look. That's a pretty sick card. But I was going to check if any of the other evolutions could fit him. I don't think there's any out now. Tiki-Taka, one of the wingers, right? You don't want to use that on your striker. You could, like if he was going to be laying the ball off a lot. But definitely Tiki-Taka, probably on Gervinho. But you could go a Barbo on that one too. Are you going to do all 3 of them? Are you going to spend each of them are 150, so are you going to spend the 450 and get all of them to 90 rated? Are you just going to do one? Because I can't, no way Maradona or Rodrigo are getting replaced. A Barbo is tempting, but Rodrigo's just too good. Maybe if Rodrigo went to striker. But Doumbia is probably my most likely that I would take. Put a Hunter on him, and gosh dang. He's not the strongest player, though, either, so technical. So, oh, nice. You're going to get the trio going. That's awesome, Robert. That's awesome, dude. You have to let me know how they do, because the Barbo's a beast. They're all different. They're all, unique in their own right. All right, so I'm looking here. All right, so here's my choice. I'm going Tiki-Taka on Gervinho. I'm going Technical on Doumbia. And then I'm going Press Proven on Ibarbo. They're beasts, dude. Ibarbo is going to be so much fun to use. You know what I just thought of, too? If you could turn Ibarbo into a striker. Hold on, let me check. Let me look at this real quick. Then I do got to hop off and hang out with the daughter. But I will be on, and I'll do my champs live, guys, so I will. So don't worry. Not saying you're worried, but I'm not going to end this and just not go live. But, so Gervinho, let's see how he looks. Dude, that's the thing, though, man. As much as it would be cool to, do these guys, I can't there's no way I could replace Gervinho with, Maradona. And there's no way you could replace Hullet. But, gosh, he looks sick. So you got to put a Hunter on him, obviously. Let me see. They gave him finesse shot. 4-star skill right. So he's obviously going to cut into his right. He has finesse, but not finesse plus. So then they give him the Rapid Plus. He has Quick Step already. Oh my God, dude. He's going to be definitely one of the best dribblers in the game. I wish it told me his body type, but I could tell how he felt that last game, even though it was limited. He felt really good, dude. Yeah, so I would put the tiki-taka on him. I definitely would go technical on Doumbia just to add those nice little finer cuts when he's on the ball to create chances. And then a Barbo, put press proven on him coming in from that outside. I almost wish a Barbo, let's take a look at a Barbo real quick. I almost wish a Barbo could have an alternate position as a striker, dude. But look at his shooting, but I'm sure it goes up. Let's see, hold on. Because he felt good for being a big guy, but yeah, you couldn't do it with that. He would need another evolution. You never know, they might come up with one. They've been doing a lot of that. I mean, 6'2" beast he also has aerial, you know what I mean? 6'2" beast with aerial. Bad heading, but you know how that goes. So he has the finesse too. Right footer, I'm sure, cutting into his left. I want to see the 93 versions. Travella's huge on these guys, by the way. Travella's huge on these guys. If they do get it where, obviously he's a righty on the right, so he's not a cut-in type of guy. So for him, it's more important. That's good that he has the Travella, whereas Gervinho on the left side, he's a righty as well and cuts in, I believe. Let me check this real quick. I think he does. Let me check. Yeah, so he's a righty on the left side. So for Gervinho, if you could do finesse shot plus, that would have been worth it. If you could do Travella plus on Ibarbo, that would have been worth it. But since you can't do that, that's how I go. The thing with Ibarbo, dude, he's just going to be he's going to tank people down. He reminds me of kind of a Hullet, dude. And I only used his little whatever gold rated card. What was that? His 78 rated card, But yeah, that's going to be awesome. You're going to have a blast with those guys. I'll be back later. I'll probably do where I do the 3 games offline. Maybe I'll do that as a little warm up and then get my champs going. Beautiful time to be an FC player for sure, dude. So much good stuff. That's my specialty, by the way. I lean more towards the coaching. I'm a coach in real life. That's why I started this channel, to help players get up there to the top. Am I the best player in the world? No, but am I a high-level player that, a lot of players could learn and get to the level I'm at and be happy? Yes, and that's the whole point. I think the community in general, FC content creating community, we got the, entertainment part. We got the best players in the world, the high-level pros. We're missing a lot of the players that are relatable to the mass of the player base. And I know this because I was once one of those players that wanted to be competitive, and a lot of times I had to sift through a lot of bullshitters, sift through a lot of, when I was looking for certain information, I just didn't feel like I could relate. Like I can't play like Anders Vergang, so when he tells me certain things, it's not going to help. I don't have a connection to EA Sports to where I can reach straight out to him when I'm having connection issues or this or that. And I wanted to help players out on a level of, a vast majority of us that are just looking to play at our very best and just need help along that journey, whether it's Division 7 to Division 5, Division 5 to Division 2. So I know there's only a couple of you in here now, but for anybody watching this later, I'm never a guy about views. If I was, I would cover UFL because that's where I get the most. I was top 10 in the world over there. FC is just the best game by far, and I'm thoroughly having fun. Thank you guys. Special thanks to Robert. Good luck with your Roma trio, and I'll be back on later. You guys have a good start to your chance if you're starting today. Peace out. Oh, last thing, smash like and subscribe if you haven't already. I always forget, so I try to add that in there. See ya.